Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and close your eyes for just a second. You're Porsche, you're in Stuttgart, wearing your little driving loafers, sipping an espresso that costs more than my first beater, and you're feeling pretty good. Cayman is the default answer, the safe answer. The I want mid-engine balance, but I'm not ready for the full 911 commitment answer. And then Toyota walks into the room, doesn't say a word, and puts a mid-engine sports car back on the table like it never left. That is why the new MR2 is the sports car market's worst nightmare. Because if Toyota actually lands this the way they've been landing enthusiast stuff lately, it doesn't just threaten one car, it threatens the whole price ladder. It threatens the idea that you have to spend Porsche money to get Porsche feeling. It threatens the logic of paying more for the same amount of fun, just wrapped in a fancier badge. And the funniest part, you guys, is who's holding the knife. Toyota, the company that sells millions of responsible appliances, the brand behind your aunt's Camry, your neighbor's RAV4 hybrid, and every rideshare that's ever smelled like a sanitizer and regret. That Toyota is out here building fun cars again. And if you told me 15 years ago, I would just laugh and have gone back to watching Most Reliable Sedan videos like a depressed accountant. But here we are. A Toyota exec has officially confirmed a new mid-engine sports car is coming. Not a rumor, not a forum whisper, not a blurry spy shot where a tarp looks like a wedge. It is a real program, confirmed, and it's still early in the development pipeline, meaning it is a few years out. Toyota has even said prototypes are being tested in racing environments, and that is rad. Now, you're probably thinking, Brad, they're gonna ruin it. And yeah, modern car companies do have a gift for taking a cool idea and then adding enough weight, screens, and subscriptions to make it feel like a dentist appointment. But Toyota has been acting like a mainstream enthusiast brand lately, and that matters. So let's talk about why this car is the nightmare for the market and why it might be the best thing to happen to sports cars in a very long time. First, the layout, mid-engine, two-seat, small footprint. The MR2 name literally means midship runabout two-seater. This layout is the cheat code. Put the engine behind you, keep the wheelbase tight, keep the weight centralized, and suddenly, even modest power feels spicy. It's why a Cayman can feel like a weapon even when the brochure number isn't setting any records. It's why balance and feel matter more than a dyno screenshot. Toyota has been pointing to a new 2-liter turbocharged 4 as part of this story, built to meet tougher emissions rules with hybrid compatibility basically baked into the future plan. Translation, the new MR2 could start as a pure gas car, and it could later be some hybrid flavor depending on where regulations end up in this world. And right there is the first nightmare. Options, because Porsche is extremely good at charging you for options. You want nicer seats, better brakes, good headlights, or anything that makes the cabin feel like it belongs in the same decade as your phone, and suddenly your reasonable Cayman becomes a financial event. Meanwhile, Toyota usually does the opposite. They give you a bunch of what you want, and then they make the trim names confusing. And then you still walk away just thinking, wait, that was kind of a deal. So the big question mark right here is the price. If this thing shows up at 60 grand, it's still interesting, but it's not the same kind of threat. If it lands in the 40s though, the Cayman, it's gonna start sweating.
Hey guys, real quick, one entry. Yes, one entry is what changed Rocky's life forever.
I'm beyond emotional, it's insane.
GTR plus cash, flown out for the weekend, and his car delivered home to him in New York. Just imagine future you looking back and thinking, damn, I almost didn't enter. Don't be that guy. Hit the pin first comment down below and get entered to win your dream car plus cash while you still can. Now, back to the show.
Second nightmare is market fit. The MR2 doesn't need to be everything to everyone. It needs to be the car people want, but just can't justify. The second car, the fun car, the this is impractical, but I am still alive car. This is exactly where the Cayman has been bullying the segment for decades, or at least 1 decade. So just imagine you're cross shopping a Cayman is incredible, but it's also expensive, and options are a trap, and maintenance costs can feel like a luxury tax. If Toyota shows up with an MR2 that delivers most of that mid-engine magic for way less money, well, the entire segment, it gets weird, like real weird. Suddenly, you start asking dangerous questions like, why would I buy a used Cayman when I could just buy a new MR2 with a warranty and a service department that doesn't act like an oil change is high jewelry purchase? Like, why am I chasing the badge when I really just want the feeling? Third nightmare is timing. Cars are not just machines, they are moments in history. The MR2 couldn't come back in the same random year when nobody cared. But right now, people are starving for honest, mechanical, driver-focused cars. People are tired of everything being an iPad with a steering wheel. People are tired of subscriptions. People are tired of sterile speed with zero personality, unlike your boy. That's why Toyota's recent enthusiast stuff has hit so hard and why an MR2 right now, it's perfectly timed. Fourth, nightmare is identity. Toyota has to answer one question. What is the new MR2? Because the MR2 has lived 3 different lives. The tiny 80s wedge, the 90s baby supercar vibe, that turbo is my favorite, and the lightweight roadster that people either loved for the handling or ignored because the horsepower number didn't scratch their brain. So Toyota, they got some choices to make. If they go lightweight, rear drive, and simple, it becomes the purity car that embarrasses heavier, more powerful stuff on real roads. If they go bigger, pricier, more powerful, it becomes a Cayman Challenger. If they go all-wheel drive, it becomes a spec sheet monster, but it also risks becoming heavier and less pure. So here is my take. All-wheel drive, it's cool. It's also weight, and the MR2 is supposed to be a lightweight corner carver scalpel. If Toyota makes it all-wheel drive just to win an internet argument, I'm going to be annoyed, like very annoyed, because this car's superpower isn't numbers, it is totally feel. And now let's talk about the platform, because people get weird about this. I mean, they hear parts bin and they act like it's a sin. Newsflash, the original MR2 was a parts bin masterpiece, and that's why it existed. Mainstream mid-engine cars usually happen because an automaker gets clever with existing hardware. If Toyota takes good suspension, brakes, and drivetrain bits from the GR world and shoves them behind your head, that could be incredible. So Toyota's job, it's super simple. Keep it low, keep it small, keep it 2 seats, give it real steering, give it real brakes, give it a shifter that feels like a mechanical handshake, not just stirring oatmeal. And please, give it real colors. You guys have done such a great job over the years with the TRD stuff. Don't give me 8 paint choices where half of them are a shade of gray. And fifth nightmare is the dealer layer, because Toyota can build the perfect MR2 and still lose the plot if dealers treat it like a collectible sneaker drop. Markups are where dreams go to die. If Toyota wants this car to actually matter, they have to build enough of them that normal humans can actually buy one without paying a ransom. So here is the prediction. If Toyota builds the MR2 as a real driver's car with the right size, the right weight, and a price that doesn't insult the point of the car, it becomes the Cayman's problem. No, it becomes the sports cars market's worst nightmare. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the fanciest, because it makes everything else look like a bad deal. And once a mainstream brand proves that you can have real mid-engine magic without selling your organs, it just gets very hard for the rest of the segment to keep with the same pricing story. That is why the MR2 is the sports car's worst nightmare, and honestly, good. Bring the nightmare. Also, let's be real about styling, because people are going to complain no matter what. If it looks wild, they're going to just say they're trying too hard. If it looks clean, they're going to say it's boring. So Toyota's job is to make it look purposeful, not weird, and to keep the size honest so it still feels small on a real road. And if they want the enthusiast internet to stop yelling for just 5 minutes, give us a proper hardtop coupe shape, a real spoiler option, and paint colors that aren't 50 Shades of Accountant gray. Make it fun, make it attainable, and don't overthink the formula. Now, let me grab the emotional part real quick, because that's what sells sports cars. Toyota has been on a weird redemption arc. The brand that used to be the punchline is suddenly the one taking risks, while a bunch of former heroes play it safe. Have you seen the new STI? That matters because people are still traumatized by revivals that come back as something that technically shares the badge and shares nothing else. So, when I think about the new MR2, my biggest fear isn't the engine size, it's the transmission. The moment you slap a numb experience into a car that's supposed to be a driver's car, you don't just make it worse, you make it pointless. A hybrid version could be cool if the car stays light and the electric part is there to sharpen response, not to sedate the whole experience. Toyota already talks about hybrid compatibility as future requirements. So the question is execution. Now let's talk about the Cayman specifically because it's the obvious target and I'm a huge Porsche man. The Cayman has been the sports car answer for people who actually drive. Porsche, it's amazing, but it comes with a little voice that whispers, this will be expensive. Toyota ownership is the opposite vibe. If Toyota can make the MR2 drive like a mini exotic, but own like just a regular Toyota, you've created the ultimate temptation. And the market hates temptation because temptation makes people hesitate. And yeah, I want one badly, like real bad. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And remember to go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus bonus cash that is life-changing. One of the cars we're giving away too might be a Toyota Supra. Anyway, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Check out some of these Ideal vids over here. And I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Promise me one thing. Keep living the Ideal lifestyle.